All right. Welcome back to the channel, subscribers. Gervonta Tank Davis star beginning to shine. Could not be happier for the young man. Love how he's behaving outside the ring. Love what he's doing inside the ring. Moving up to 135 pounds, getting featured in the city of Baltimore. Let's talk about that and what could be happening at 135 with him, Lomachenko, Devin Haney, and the such in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Also appreciate you guys for sharing the video, like the video, and I definitely appreciate you guys attending the live streams that we do daily and Sunday for OG Boxing Talk, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. With myself, Kurt Anderson, Blood Boxing, and my man KQKC Boxing. Let's chop it up about Gervonta Davis. I was actually watching a show that I had never seen before that people are like, oh, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. And it's The Wire. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch The Wire. I don't really feel like watching a lot of these shows that are on TV that, if I want to see something, a good show that's been vouched for that I know very, very little about. And I'm gonna watch it from beginning. I get to watch all, I think it's five seasons or 7 seasons of The Wire. So I watched the first episode yesterday, really enjoyed it, and it's about events that take place in the city of Baltimore. For people who aren't in the United States, Baltimore is a city that is on the eastern portion of the United States, northeastern portion of the United States, and it is where Gervonta Tank Davis is from. My understanding is that there's a character that the trainer that is based on the life of a trainer of Gervonta Davis's trainer. Now I don't know who that is yet. I'm not deep enough into the show, but I will be keeping an eye for it. But it's just the grimy, the gritty portrayal of the city of Baltimore, even though some of it's over the top, obviously, because it's acting. They don't get the accents are all wrong. Because I was like, hold on, man, these guys don't sound like they're from Baltimore. But hey, man, that's just me being picky. But Gervonta Davis is definitely from Baltimore and came up in that environment. And that's, it's a rough approximation of the environment. So my heart goes out to kids like that are able to get into the sport of boxing, that use that as a way, just like it was originally done, use it as a way to get them into an alternative to pure violence, right, and street crime into truly violent interactions to ones that are controlled in the boxing ring and really does provide structure in the life of young people. And every once in a while, one can pop way out of the top within that sport. And that guy is Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is one of the most talented fighters in boxing. He's one of the most skilled fighters in boxing. And to see the city of Baltimore, have him there before the Baltimore Ravens game, to see his picture and his stuff being shown on the Baltimore, in the football game in Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens are very popular in the city of Baltimore. If you're not from the United States, then you might not understand that football is a regional sport, and most professional football teams have a tremendous following within their city. And these are cities that have millions, who have 1 million plus people. I'm not quite sure the population of Baltimore, but it's going to be a larger city. I'm not sure if there's 1 million people in Baltimore or not, but in that region between DC, Baltimore being a couple hours east of there, and Philadelphia being several hours east of that, that within that whole range, and the people who live in Baltimore, that is a big deal. That is the same thing that you see with Errol Spence Jr. and the Dallas Cowboys. And when Errol Spence Jr. gets featured in the Dallas Cowboy games, where you have, I'm not sure, 50, 60, you might have 50, 60,000 people who are from Dallas right there to see him, cheer him, look at the Jumbotron, see his picture on there. That is establishing a real major actual fan base in your city. That's absolutely huge. And the fact that that organization would do that for him and attach his name to Gervonta Davis's name to the center of sports in the city of Baltimore and in the state of Maryland. Oh man, that's just absolutely huge for the kid. And that couldn't happen if he didn't start making these, if he did not, number one, have people in his team that know and are looking to actually build fans, the actual fans that they want to see for a reason that connects them, like the fact that they're from the hometown. This is not some manufactured lineal title story that people are pushing for Tyson Fury, or this is some pound for pound conversation where, this guy's the best guy pound for pound, although he's only got 13 fights, right? You don't know who he is. You don't relate to him. You can't actually walk out of your house and talk to somebody that knows him. You don't know what high school the guy went to. There's no real connection other than ESPN and their marketing devices or Top Rank and their marketing devices, or Ring Magazine and their marketing devices, which are basically, from what I can see, concocted in the brains of the promoter and the editors that decide that they're going to run with these stories. Fox, what Fox is doing, Fox, who also has football, since Fox is airing the fights, want to air the fights, I think that Gervonta Davis is actually on Showtime. However, that might be a foreshadowing of a shift to Fox. But Fox, which airs NFL football games, right, are marketing Gervonta Davis to fans that already watch football. Is kind of an add-on thing. Absolutely terrific, but that could not have absolutely terrific for Gervonta Davis and the support of boxing to American fight fans, and giving them a reason to want to support the guy, an actual reason, like, you are from my hometown. We did in the OG Boxing Talk. We had a conversation. It's kind of not a heated debate between each other, but it was a very passionate conversation about the role of race, nationality, and culture on the sport of boxing. And this hits very closely to culture and a subsection of nationality, which is regionalism. People will support people who are from their areas. And Gervonta Davis is somebody from Baltimore that, man, is very, very, very deserving of that because of his skill set. Now, when he actually gets into the lightweight division, I think that he's going to prosper in the lightweight division. I don't see that. Well, Devin Haney, I think, is the guy that's there that would be the most trouble for him. I just don't see Devin Haney staying at 135 pounds long enough for that to be a matchup that's actually going to happen. Gervonta Davis has had problems, struggles making 130 pounds for a while now. However, he corrected that over his last couple fights, and he's made that weight at 130 pounds real easy. Or at least he hasn't had to go back to the scale, twice. He hasn't had to weigh in naked, that kind of stuff. That shows an increased amount of dedication and focus. We'll see, how he pans out at 135 pounds. I think he's probably going to wind up being the best guy at 135 because he's just the dude's just so skilled, man. And I personally don't understand why the other, like I said, I do understand why the marketing of Top Rank or ESPN and Ring Magazine won't put him in the top 10 pound for pound, man, because because the promoters who support those organizations he's not with those promoters. So they're not going to be, he would have to do something incredibly extra to get the attention of that very closed or small number. I won't say closed, because you actually have access to those people through the internet. You can talk to them, or they will hear what you have to say. Trust me, they'll hear what you have to say. And some of them don't like it. At least mine. At least they don't like what I have to say about it. But anyway, it is what it is. Congratulations on Gervonta Davis. I do think this is a great step towards this cat's becoming a big influence in the city of Baltimore. If he continues to act, in a mature way. Now, I'm not saying the dude's got to be an angel, that the dude can't go out, can't do his thing with girls, can't do whatever it is, the most people do, man. We're not perfect, right? But if he carries himself on Twitter and in his preparation for boxing matches and all that stuff in a professional manner, man, the sky's the limit for this kid. I'm really, really, really happy with what I see. I used to make videos about the dude way too often about fights taking place and what time he had to show up to court, and hopefully all that stuff, it looks like that stuff's behind him. Hopefully it continues to be behind him. And I'm gonna support this kid 100%, man, because like I said, man, for me, talent above everything. And I judge this cat to be one of the best guys in boxing, easy. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.